everyone, Ioanna here, and today I've invited all of you to my home. Welcome. We've lit our candles and we'll be checking out my new acquisition. The company we chose to invest €1,000 in during the month of August. Guys, the stock doesn't exist. Everything was just green, correct, and as it should have been in the technical analysis. Honestly, if I had more money available this month, I would have invested more. We're talking about a huge pharmaceutical company with very appealing data and a member of the S&P 500 Bristol-Myers Squibb. But let's not waste time, let's get to it. Before we proceed, today's video sponsor is the platform Freedom24, and we thank them immensely. I've left my personal link both in this video's description and in the pinned comment. By using it, you really support the channel. And if you're over 25, you'll receive your first free stock worth up to €800 to help your investments flourish. And if you're under 25, you get a whole month of free commissions. While we're on the topic, please give this video a like and leave a comment, even if it's just a heart. It really helps with YouTube's algorithm, and this channel wouldn't have grown so much without all your support. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Oh, have I told you about my free newsletter? Every morning in your email with programs, subsidies, financial news about Greece, our taxes, the developments. I've got the link in the video description. Sign up and we'll touch base tomorrow morning in your email, ladies and gentlemen. However, the purpose of the videos is to entertain and inform. This is not investment advice. I'm an amateur investor. I only invest my own money. I am never certified. We never take financial advice from the internet. We only trust the experts, and we always conduct our own research before investing in any project or platform. The selection of this company was made by my team and myself after detailed technical analysis based on various criteria, which we'll look at one by one, with the foremost criterion being the dividend, as well as its many pharmaceutical products that give it the ability to have all these impressive features we'll examine shortly. For those interested, here's a pie chart showcasing its main products. Let's move on, however, to the details that matter to us. Why we chose it, why it's a good investment opportunity, and what the technical analysis showed us. We'll review these numerically, one by one, to give a brief overview of the criteria we use when analyzing a stock of interest. Firstly, we look at the company's revenue growth, also known as revenue. Bristol-Myers Squibb has net revenues over the last 5 years of $23.5 billion. Do we check that off? We do, as these revenues are quite accurate and significant for the industry. The second aspect that interests us when conducting technical analysis of a stock is whether and by how much this revenue grows annually. That is, if the company is showing improvements over time. In the end, our entire strategy hinges on the continuous growth of our investment's value. Bristol-Myers Squibb is increasing its revenue, and indeed, this year they announced a net profit of $1.3 billion, almost a 40% increase from last year. So check. Third checkpoint, the company's free cash flow. And it's essentially the money left available to the company after meeting its obligations. That is, after covering its operating expenses, obligations to banks, lenders, and others, we all know what's done with the remaining funds: debt repayment, research and development, and of course, dividends. We've had then $6.96 billion in reserves over the past 5 years. Check. The fourth aspect we look at is the company's asset versus liabilities difference. In simpler terms, assets versus obligations. The difference between these two indicates the company's stability and how well it's managed. Here's the only point where we might spot a shadow, but it's fully justified. In 2019, Bristol-Myers Squibb made a substantial acquisition of $74 billion of Celgene Corporation, another pharmaceutical company listed on the Nasdaq. This pleased the investors because our stock rose immediately after the acquisition. However, statistically, it appears as a significant expense, even though in the long run it brings more profit and will transition from a liability to an asset. So check, because the assets will be stronger than the liabilities. The next thing we examine in technical analysis is the reduction of available shares. This is a way for a company to reward its shareholders. Effectively, the company buys back and withdraws its shares, thus increasing their value because they are in demand and being purchased, but it also reduces their availability, making them more valuable. For example, if we own 1 out of 100 of its shares and after the buyback we have 1 out of 50, we've just doubled the value of our share. Since 2019 and the aforementioned acquisition, our company has been purchasing and diminishing its shares annually, raising our shares' value. Check. And now, on to point number 6, dividend. Bristol-Myers Squibb isn't hesitant and gives a dividend of 38.8% of its free cash flow, of its profit that we mentioned earlier, which is a good percentage. In absolute terms, it has been distributing dividends for 91 consecutive years and has been consistently increasing them for the past 14 years. Today it stands at 3.57%, and we anticipate a rise. Specifically for the dividend, we visualize its distribution as follows. So, here we definitely have a check. Lastly, the ROIC indicator. Return on invested capital. Here, we effectively measure the net profit after taxes per unit of invested capital, meaning the value that €1 of ours gets when we leave it in the hands of Bristol-Myers Squibb. We are pleased here since the figure should be at 9 or higher, and that's exactly where we find our company. At 9. So, check. A bonus point unrelated to the dividend, but about the increase in share value, is that, as of today, based on our calculations, the stock price is at $72.72, but is being traded at around $60.50. Therefore, there's room for growth, and quite a significant one, I'd say. Upon closer analysis, I decided to add this to my dividend portfolio for the month of August. How did I do it? Here's how. We open our account from the link in the description, go to the transaction field, type in BMY. For United States, we click on Start Session, verify with a code on our mobile, hit buy, and that's it. Now, when the next dividend distribution call comes, our phone will ring before our investment account is filled with money. Because yes, the stock value will rise over time, but we will also get paid from our investments. My portfolio now looks something like this, and soon there will be a related video about my second purchase this month. So stick around so you don't miss it. In conclusion, a big thank you to the Freedom24 platform, which sponsored today's video. I've left my personal link both in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. By using it, you greatly support the channel, and if you're over 25, you'll receive your first free stock worth up to €800, ensuring your investments thrive. But if you're under 25, you get a whole month of free commissions. I'm awaiting your comments with ideas for future videos, questions, or clarifications about what we discussed today. That's it from me. Sending you all love and see you soon in the next video.